Hello everyone, this is Red Robot, and today I'm super excited to be talking to you about my favorite heavy weapon and my favorite heavy alternate playstyle, the Killing Gloves of Boxing. For the measly cost of just 20% slower firing speed, you get 5 seconds of crits after every kill on all your weapons. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate the KGB than go over 10 awesome ways to use it. Starting us off is one of the simplest and most effective combos with the KGB, the Buffalo Steak Sandwich. After you consume the steak, your movement speed increases, your attack's mini crit, and damage you take is increased by 25%. There's also the added restriction of not being able to switch away from your melee, but that doesn't really matter when it comes to the KGB. At least in this situation. So the Buffalo Steak Sandwich does an excellent job of remedying some of the biggest issues with the KGB. First of all is heavy slow move speed. The Buffalo Steak lets you get in there and chase down classes that are usually way faster than you. It's usually pretty challenging to hit someone in melee range is heavy, but when you're moving that fast, man, it's so much easier. Also, your attack's mini critting makes it so much more likely that you're going to get a crit kill, which means you can start your chain of crits into enemies. Sure, the damage taken penalty kinda sucks, but when you're dealing 195 damage a punch, you're generally taking out the enemies before they can do too much damage to you if you're playing it right. But yeah, the Buffalo Steak is a really solid solo combo for the KGB and lets you just do amazing things in games. I was scoring so high in the service I was using this combo on. A few things to remember. First of all, you can throw the steak sandwich to heal allies, just like the regular sandwich. Another thing is that the Buffalo Steak doesn't stack with any other move speed buffs. In fact, it can actually slow you down if you eat it while you're being speed boosted by the conch, the disciplinary action, or anything like that. Pretty weird, it just caps your speed. It's because of a weird interaction it had with the gloves of running urgently. And there you have it. If you want to keep it simple and go on crazy KGB kill streaks, the steak is an excellent option. I would definitely recommend anyone who hasn't tried this combo to jump in a server and do it right now, because it's super fun and super rewarding being able to kill 3 and 4 people in one go. Alright, we're going to put the steak down for now and go for our next method on the list, which is the Tomislav. That's right, get a kill with the KGB and switch to the Tomislav to mow down your enemies. This combo is effective for so many reasons, so why don't we go over them? First of all, the Tomislav has a 20% faster spin-up time. This is great because it means that you'll be able to use more of the 5 seconds of crits you're granted by the KGB. But not only that, the Tomislav is 20% more accurate, which means that not only will you start firing sooner, but more of your shots will hit their targets long range, making you devastating at almost any range. It's just crazy. Finally, having such a deadly weapon at all ranges have a silent barrel spin up is just the icing on the cake. Enemies won't know what's hitting them until it's too late. Alright, sure, the Tomislav has a slower firing speed than the other miniguns, but I think I've demonstrated pretty well why it's the best choice for the situation. Because we're using the Tomislav, we can't really combo it reliably with the Buffalo Steak Sandwich, since the steak prevents us from switching weapons, but it does mean we can use it with the Delocus bar, which is an awesome combo because it leaves you a little bit more health to play with. Remember, for this combo to work, you have to get a melee kill as heavy with no movement speed buff and no damage buff. So you pretty much just have to get lucky on someone. So you're going to have to have all the help you can get. And the Delocus bar's additional health and a little bit of overheal can really help you get that. While chaining the KGB into more KGB crits is really fun, if you want to be super effective, probably the best way to do it is, to use the Tomislav, just because it changes your strategy, which is usually restricted to melee only and really situational, into one that is effective all the time. You can try out and use the stock minigun, the Brass Beast, the Natasha, but just remember that they won't be as immediately usable and viable as the Tomislav. And there we have it. If you want to swap your crits from your melee over to your primary weapon, the Tomislav is the best option for you. Alright, and kicking off our trio of Fat Scout loadouts, we have the Panic Attack. Now this is one I never actually thought of until someone suggested it in the comments, but using the Panic Attack with the KGB seems pretty funny and seems like it could be really effective. The Panic Attack fires faster the less health you have, but the spread increases the less health you have, and it doesn't come preloaded. You have to reload and fire all the shots as soon as you pull it out. So there's some obvious downsides here. First of all, sure, the Panic Attack has a faster switch speed, which means that you pull it out faster, but you have to waste time filling it up with shells that you could just be using shooting enemies immediately with crits, which is a big downside. I felt like I was getting pretty unlucky, and the teams were a little bit unbalanced the times I was using this weapon. I had some really good opportunities to go for massive kill streaks, but it didn't really happen, so I think this weapon is a little bit better as a combo than I'm giving it credit for, but from what I saw, I wasn't actually too keen on it. It was pretty fun to try and use it, but not the best ever. In saying that though, the stats of the new panic attack hinted at in the balance blog, if those are put in the game, that'll be a faster switch to shotgun that is immediately able to fire. That will be amazing to use with the KGB, and I can't wait to try it out. Come on, that update needs to drop any minute now. On the more viable end of shotgun switches for the panic attack is the shotgun. Just the regular stock shotgun. It's a really, really effective way to use the KGB, just because it's already really fun to play shotgun heavy. It's another subclass I really like, but yeah, it is kind of lacking in the damage department compared to the miniguns. So having a way to do a ton of damage with your shotgun as heavy and play like a proper shotgun style is super fun. Yeah, in these games, I was getting some super cheeky kills with the KGB switch into the shotgun. Just people, even at range, you're able to do, like, look at this, just, 72 across the map. And if they're close up, you can do those big 180 meat shots. Oh, this was really scary. So it felt like there were spies all around me at all times for this gameplay. But you got to remember, a spy isn't so much of a threat when you're a KGB heavy. They're just a free Kritzkrieg, a Kritzkrieg that's just one punch away from being unleashed. And yeah, I was really able to dish out the punishment on poor, unsuspecting players like this engineer, because their teammates were feeding me crits non-stop. Another great side effect of the shotguns is that you can sort of use them to whittle down your opponents and then finish them off with a punch, and that's actually really helpful because there are times when fighting soldiers where you can punch them 3 times and get no crits every punch, and you just want to die. But with this, you can set it up so you have pretty much guaranteed, and then straight into the 180 damage meat shot. That feels so good to pull off. So yeah, the shotgun, a totally solid combo with the KGB, and a way to really dish out the pain all across the map, without having to resort to the Tomislav, which is really cool. Yeah, I had a ton of fun recording this part of the gameplay. I could have done this all day, just because it's so satisfying to push out those shotgun crits. But yeah, when I'm out of ammo, I'm not gonna not pull out the minigun and use it when I have to. And the final member of the Fat Scout shotgun trio we're going to show off today is the family business. And it's actually really hard for me to determine whether, like, the family business or the shotgun, which one is more effective, because sure, the family business fires more shots, so you'll get more crit shots fired, but they'll do less damage each single one. And I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like a toss-up. I think the debate over which weapon is better still rages on to this day, but I really do enjoy using the family business as a side grade to the shotgun in this situation. And another reason why you can really love it is the extra ammo, which lets you just play a regular shotgun heavy in the meantime when you're not punching people, and you don't get too punished for that. There were situations where I used all my shotgun ammo and then got a punch and had to reload it, and that felt a bit dumb. And oh my god, we were doing so well that the server was literally dying. Alright, the next strategy you can use to server clear with the KGB is the disciplinary action. Now, the soldier's whip gives him and an ally a speed boost on hit. Just like with the buffalo stake, you can see why this would be really effective for chaining multiple KGB kills together, just because you're able to chase down and kill a lot of players that would usually be out of your range because of the movement speed. Of course, it helps if the enemy players are actually keen to leave spawn. I haven't played 2 Fort in so long. We just landed in this map when I put them all in, and I forgot how much players just like to sit and spawn and wait for you. That being said, if there was a KGB crit boost heavy outside my spawn door, I think I would delay my exit just a little bit and wait until those wore off, perhaps. So this speed boost is really easy to get, and really versatile and really great, but this method actually had a downside that I wasn't expecting. The first major one that was a huge pain is that if an ally is too close to you while you're attacking with melee, your attacks will hit them instead of the enemy and do no damage, and that's really annoying. I can't believe this is still in the game. I don't know if this is like intentional to prevent players from like hiding inside one another in medieval mode. I have no idea, but I wish they would fix it or remove it or something, because it ruins so many what would be really clean and nice kill streaks. Although I have no excuse for not killing the sniper here. I'm just bad, honestly. Oh, one more thing. Because this is a speed boost, you can use the Delocus bar instead of having to use the Buffalo Stake, which is really helpful. The next strategy on our list is KGB plus Air Blast, and no, you cannot pretend to be friendly to get out of a kill. That's not how it works. So yeah, instead of focusing on making the heavy really fast, or making him do more damage, or comboing with a switch to the shotgun or the miniguns, this time we're restricting our enemy's movement by stunning them in place with the Air Blast. Of course, there's some obvious negative synergy here, where the Air Blast can actually just knock enemies away from you, which can be quite annoying, but in the majority of cases, the Air Blast just stuns them against a wall. But oh my god, that aerial punch, if I'd been able to follow that up with another on the sniper, that would have been amazing. But yeah, the Air Blast like restricts their movement enough for you to get in there and get that first kill, and from then, well, you're just good to go. I was using this with the Buffalo Steak, so I have the speed boost and the enemies have restricted movement, which was a really nice combo and allowed us to pick off a lot of players. I mean, this guy was so scared of us that he disappeared literally into nothing instead of being killed, which tells you a little something about how scary it might be. Alright, now we have the Quickfix, and this is probably the best medigun to combo with the KGB, for the sole reason that the Quickfix Uber gives you complete immunity to movement impairing effects. Now the number one thing, oh my god, I missed a huge kill streak because I was going after that spy. Spies were just the worst. If you turn your back on them from an instant, you die and you're always in melee range for the strat. Very frustrating. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the number one thing that can screw up the strategy is knockback. I mean, Air Blast, like, we used Air Blast on other people before, but Air Blast on the Heavy himself is the very worst, because if you've used the Buffalo Steak, you cannot switch away from your melee. So if a pyro can keep you juggled against a wall, you can do 0, which is really frustrating. And oh my god, soldiers, you'd punch them for 195, they'd survive with 5 health and then blow themselves up. It was the very worst. I should have started waiting for their self-damage and then punching them, but I didn't quite catch on this recording. It's very obvious watching it back, that's what I should have done though. Other than that, not too much to say. The Quickfix's healing makes Heavy pretty much invincible, and the knockback immunity means he can't be stopped at all. Pretty great combo, and I really enjoyed pulling it off. Worked a bit too well actually. We ended up just trying to spawn camp enemies eventually, and they wouldn't even come out and fight us, even at the very end of the round. And it wouldn't be a Red Robot video without the Conch. That's right, the Conch has the movement speed bonus of the disciplinary action, but you'll also be granted the Conch's lifesteal effect, which will give you 22 health recovery on every regular hit, and 68 health on every crit hit. And as we've seen today, it's not too hard to get those crit hits rolling. Now, because the Conch gives you the movement speed buff, there's no reason why you shouldn't use it with the Delockers, and what I should have been doing is switching over to my Tomislav a little bit more, because there's no reason not to. I'm not restricted to melee, there's no Buffalo Steak involved. Could have killed that Heavy up there, but instead I died for no reason. Pretty annoying, but I was pretty determined in these clips to get as many KGB into KGB kind of snowball effect kills as I could, and that ended up getting me killed when I shouldn't, like to that sniper. This one is of course a little bit harder to set up than the other combos because it's not as immediate. The soldier has to build his Conch first, and they have to get together and they have to stay within a certain range. I mean, it's a lot easier just to whip the Heavy or just to pop the Quickfix Uber on them. But other than that, such an awesome combo. The Conch is always a great weapon, always fun to use. That silly annoying Bog Scout. Why are you ruining my life? Alright, and finally we have the Natasha. Now, if you want to get a kill on an enemy and they're running away, it can be pretty frustrating, so why not slow them down? Kind of like the Air Blast, the Natasha, as you can see on this NG, is slowing him down, stalling him, until we can catch up and get a kill on him. Now, unfortunately, I'm not sure why. This combo works pretty well, but there seemed to be like no footage of it. I don't know if we like gave up or something, but this Natasha was definitely supposed to be in this video. And we get a few like clips of it here. I mean, it definitely works. The slow effect lets you catch enemies and kill them, but there wasn't really too much follow-up to be had, although just sitting in spawn like that. A little bit annoying. So, as compensation, how about we go over a few little switch weapon exploits you can use. Now, these did not work, but they were a lot of fun. So I was thinking, okay, make someone laugh with the Holiday Punch, switch to the KGB to start your kill streak. It didn't quite work because my allies were way too keen to kill people that were laughing. And I could kind of do it on like a friendly player when the server was dead, but even then the server was so dead that there was no one to shoot afterwards, so I just murdered a friendly for no reason, which I felt a little bit bad for, but I got over very quickly. The other way I was thinking of doing it was use the Eviction Notice to get a speed boost, then switch to the KGB, and then use that speed boost to get the kill, sort of like a self-disciplination, a self-whip. And that could have worked if I got a crit swing here, but unfortunately I didn't and just died. And in this clip, it actually does work. I get the speed boost, I switch, I kill him, I get the crits, but then my teammates very thoroughly take out the enemies. I mean, unless your team is really good and holding really well, you probably wouldn't be able to pull that off anyway because you just get overwhelmed. Here's me killing the sniper with the Eviction Notice, switching over, and then unfortunately I missed the kill on this soldier, and then I missed the engineer, and my teammates are just too good, taking them out before I can do anything. But I thought that was pretty fun, so I thought I'd leave it, and I love the switch exploits. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I edited through 4 hours of footage to put this together, so let me know if you enjoyed it. Anyway, that's all I got for you right now. How about I catch you next time? See ya. Oh my god, the missed opportunity. I just realized I should have gotten the crit boost from the KGB and then used it to make a whole bunch of people laugh with the Holiday Punch. What am I doing with my life?